first myth today came via request, and it's the question of whether the musician Thomas Dolby was really sued by Dolby Technology over the use of his name. Oddly enough, this one's completely true, and on a number of occasions throughout the 1980s, Thomas Dolby was falsely associated with the company that was responsible for a number of the most important technological breakthroughs in music over the last half century. The artist known as Thomas Dolby was actually born Thomas Robertson, and he earned the nickname Dolby in his teenage years because of his passion for recording technology, and he would eventually become a live sound man, taking on the stage name of Thomas Dolby. Then in 1983, he scored big with the song She Blinded Me with Science, and as he began to get more work, the company started to not be so happy about some of the works that they were associated with, and they ended up suing him with the resulting lawsuit requiring Dolby to always have the name Thomas in front of his name so there would be no confusion. A bit odd perhaps, but totally true. Today's second myth is a very long-standing and persistent one, and it's the claim that the song Mr. Bojangles was actually written about the tap dancer by the same name from the 1930s. Though this one is a bit confusing, it's completely false. Most people are familiar with the 1971 version of this song by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, but it was actually written 3 years earlier by Jerry Walker. But here's where it gets weird, because the song is in fact written about a tap dancer named Mr. Bojangles. But Walker said repeatedly over the years that it was not about the Mr. Bojangles tap dancer that most people know from his appearances in a number of films throughout the 30s, especially behind Shirley Temple. While the lyrics in general do seem to parallel the story of the famous dancer, there are a number of lines that make it very obvious that it is not that man. So yeah, there are a number of odd coincidences and connections throughout the song, but the song Mr. Bojangles is not about the famous Mr. Bojangles. The final myth for today came to me a few weeks ago via request, and I finally have a complete answer to the question of whether or not Stevie Nicks' song Edge of 17 actually came to be after Stevie Nicks heard an odd accent from none other than Tom Petty's wife. This, everybody, is 110% true, every word of it. So where does all this connection come from? Well, Tom Petty plays all over this record, and the song was originally supposed to be about the relationship between Tom Petty and his longtime wife, Jane. A bit lost? Okay, let me clear this up for you. One evening, Tom Petty, Jane Petty, and Stevie Nicks are having a conversation, and Jane is talking about when she and Tom first met when she was about 17 years old. But much like her husband of 22 years, Jane Petty had a very thick Southern accent. So when she told Stevie Nicks she was about the age of 17, Stevie Nicks heard that she was about the edge of 17. Take this and combine it with the fact that the song was supposed to be about the relationship between Tom and Jane, and it starts to make sense. The twist on this comes with the fact that the song ended up being written about the death of John Lennon as well as one of Stevie Nicks' uncles, so the connection kind of gets lost in the mix. But yes, at the end of the day, Edge of 17 is a send-up to the Southern drawl of Jane Petty. So those are the myths for this week. Be sure to check back here every single Thursday as I delve into some of the coolest stories in music history, and be here every day for all the music news, reviews, and knowledge you'll ever need.